Right now, we have a guest in the studio, and we have something we're going to talk about. Okay, today we focus on a sector that not only entertains millions, but also drives economic growth, shapes cultural identity, and exports African narratives to the world. The Nigerian film industry, widely known as Nollywood. We are unpacking the tensions and synergies between creativity and commerce. We will explore how digital platforms, international collaborations, and evolving audience tastes are reshaping storytelling. What does it really take to build a sustainable career in Nollywood today in Nigeria? Okay, we have a stakeholder in the studio, and I won't unveil him right now. Let's see what his profile frame looks like. When I talked about having a stakeholder on the show, you have seen it all for yourself. Our guest today is a veteran Nollywood producer and director who has proved himself worthy in the industry, a major content provider for African Movie Channel amidst others. And he is the CEO of Duchess Multimedia. He's no other person. Let's ring the bell. Hello. Let's jump over. We have Jerry Isiche in the building.
Thanks for having me.
Wow.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, God.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, audience.
Good morning. Good to have you on the show. You see, just a little joke here. You know, when we're young, I remember the first time of blessed memory, Ido Unubi of Wale Adenuga Productions. You know, when we were growing up, I used to see all those names and all of that. The first day I met Ido Unubi, I'm like, oh, really? So all these people, you know, I'm talking about so many years ago. I never even knew that I would also be into broadcasting. So when I go out today and people look at you as if you don't even go to the toilet at all. So it's good to have you here on the show.
Much. Thank you.
So this morning we will be talking about business and art, and we're talking about sustaining creativity in Nollywood's competitive landscape. Now, let me start from here. All of us, we are looking for money.
Yes.
It is money, money, money. And your soul is getting real and real and real and real every day.
Yes.
So my first question to you now is that, you know, Nollywood, we thank God, looking back at where we came from, we are happy that today it has become a billion-dollar industry and is the second largest film production in the world by volume. Now, honestly, it's really a big one. When I read that all the time, I'm like, wow, we've really, you know, tried. Now, how can the industry protect its creative soul with competition in the fast global entertainment? No, Nigerians now, we do a lot of epic films.
Yeah, we do.
this makes us unique. Now, how can we, maintain this creativity, making money, and, the global entertainment market? You look at the entertainment market as in what the entertainment market really wants.
Yeah.
Because at times, if you want to do what the entertainment market wants, you might not be making the money. So how can we balance that?
Okay. Thank you very much once again for having me. I think that the major thing is the fact that our content, our movies or series travel now. So people watch it all over the world. Now, what that does for us is that it helps us to always improve on our standards. Because we know that the international market, if you don't put out a good work, nobody is going to, so you won't make money. So if you invest money, for you to invest money, you must be sure that what you're doing, what you're going to produce will be something that the outside world will appreciate, and that's the only way you can make money. So I think that aspect is actually helping the industry. A lot of people now understand that it is no longer arts for art's sake. When it started, it was just pure passion. People were just doing it, not looking at the business side of it. But now, people are looking at the business side of it seriously. And then they now understand that we need to constantly improve so that we can compete, because we're no longer competing even in Africa. We're competing with other filmmakers outside. You mentioned that in volume we're the second largest. I think that it is not only volume now, because the quality also is also. Not only are we churning out the numbers, but we're also improving in terms of the quality. Of our storytelling, of our acting, and everything.
And I think I want to agree with you, because I see you go on all of these streaming platforms and you just see it being thrown out. Those days you see South African movies, you see Ghanaian movies and all of that. But now, before you even see one South African Ghanaian movie, you have seen multiple of...
So that's the impact of our new media. All these platforms, all these streaming platforms, what technology has brought. So, before, the issues we used to have as filmmakers is distribution. You have problem with Pound Road about people and Iweka Road and all that, the marketers,
and the
of course.
And all of that.
But now, with technology, there are streaming platforms everywhere. And it is not analog. So with streaming platforms, nobody gets to cheat anybody. At the back end, the numbers your movie has made. So it's just like, take, say, YouTube, for instance. As people are watching, you as the producer who has uploaded that movie, you can see how many people have watched. You check your channel analytics, you can easily say that this is the amount of money I'm going to get from this. So I think that technology has really helped in that sense.
So now, this global identity that we have had, that we are having, because we're still work in progress, how do you think is sustainable? And is there no fear of being stagnant at one point?
No, I think that global identity that people know us for, we have to retain it. All the other things may change because the production is very dynamic. Quality of cameras and equipment can change. But that identity, people not only in Africa, all over the world, they know the kind of stories that we tell. Okay, so that identity, we have to retain it, because we tell human angle stories. We tell stories that people can relate with. we hardly do all these fiction, sci-fi stuff. People can relate with, not only in Africa but all over the world. You need to check the analytics of viewership in YouTube of Nigerian movies. You can, from there you can know the people who watch. Africans in diaspora, people in like the Jamaicans and all those people around there, the way they consume our content, in fact, the way they relate with it. Because we have a large number of people who are whose origin was Africa, but they are taken away from Africa. Now they're looking for things that will connect them to the motherland, as they say. So, but I think that largely they see the Nigerian movies as a means of connecting with their roots. Yes. So, if we lose that global identity, we will lose that we will lose the viewership.
You wanted to say something?
Yes. I have read your profile and I've seen that you started off studying English.
Yeah.
And I would have thought maybe you would be in some school teaching
Lecturing.
I would have thought you would want to work with a broadcast industry like this. But I've seen that you did not just become that. You started off acting. Yeah. And you went into productions. Yeah. And then you're now a very wonderful director. Looking at the list of works you have done shows that you know your onions in this thing. Yeah. At what point did you have the turning point that I could do this?
Okay, well, when I was in the university, although my major course was English language, we're doing a lot of theater productions, stage plays. There's a group in Unilag called Theatre 15. So we're members of that, and we're actually doing serious productions. So I think that's where I caught my teeth in drama, as they say. And then before I left school, I already knew that this was what I was going to do. And despite the fact that I started out as an actor, I knew that if I wanted to move on to other things, I need to get training, which was why I went for a training in directing. And then after acting in a few works, I felt that I started producing, getting other people to direct my work until I felt I was ripe enough to now direct. And I've been doing that ever since.
Okay, let me take you back to copyright.
Okay.
Those days it used to be, those days of what do you call it now?
VHS.
Not even the VHS. The one we used after the compact discs. The CDs and the, there used to be a lot of, before your film gets out there, you see it on the streets, in traffic, and all of that. It was a big issue. So we thought that with the advent of streaming platforms, it's going to end. But you realize that the other day, some 2 weeks ago, Bimba Ademoye was up on internet, making a whole lot of noise that there's a station on Ghanaian television showing a new movie and all of that. And so what are the things that can be done, to avert, things like that in this kind of situation? We thought we have seen an end to it, but you even realize that you go to cinema, a film comes out at the cinema today, you are on YouTube and you are like, God, because most times I find myself, even on my Facebook page, saying, okay, this is an interesting movie, don't watch, because I just can't. Don't watch. Where else? It's in the cinema. Go and watch in the cinema. Or this is on Netflix. Go and watch on Netflix. You find. So how, producers like you, directors like you, what are you doing to, fight against this?
I think that the producer cannot do so much. That's where the infrastructure for the industry needs to be strengthened in terms of the legal angle. if people know, you know, if people know that if I do this, there'll be consequences, and it will come fast, it will checkmate them. It will reduce the number of people who do that. But if somebody pirates your work, and you even get to arrest the person somehow, what happens to the person? So I think the legal angle needs to be, it's not even the producer that needs to go out and fight it. There should be an agency that is their work.
We have the National Film Board. What's their
they do.
Yes,
they do that. They try in their own way, but a lot needs to be done more. But I think, like I said earlier, technology has helped. You know, it's not as it used to be, because the distribution has changed. Yes, there's a limit to what can be done by these pirates on when you put your work online, because their footprints, they will know that, okay, this is not yours. If you report, like on YouTube, if you report that somebody, they'll ask you what you want to be done. They'll take it down, okay? But if movies go to cinema, you will still see people will just, I don't know how they get
I don't even know.
I think in that sense, it has to be, you know, people internally, maybe the studio or something.
Because you will know definitely it wasn't recorded in the cinema.
No,
because
it can't be.
It will be dark if it was recorded.
It can't be. So somehow it goes out, and a movie has just hit the cinema maybe a week, and then you get to the street and you see it. You know, so
and that's so unfair.
It is, because you have put so much work into that.
Exactly.
Once you're losing so much money, because if somebody goes and buys something cheap and watches it, he's not likely to go to the cinema.
Definitely.
So somebody who has not worked has made money from the person, and the person has watched it.
All right, let's just hold your thought a bit there. We'll take a breather right now. I want to show you he's a behind-the-scene person. Let's see him doing what he loves to do and knows how to do best. Wanted man, really wanted man. You know, he has a way of coining his movie. His titles. This one is. He told us behind the scene that this was shot last month. Honestly, you see him gentleman, like even on set, or you know, he's like that gentle. And
yes, I heard from the birds that Link has actually featured in one of his movies.
Yeah, I think that was Made with Love. Yeah. Made with Love. Yes.
So, it's on our YouTube channel.
Yes, it's on the YouTube channel.
How was she on set?
Fantastic.
Got you there. Oh,
No, he said my grammar. I was speaking Tush grammar.
Yes. No,
That
you know
wasn't
that when
easy.
somebody is coming from broadcasting, you need to, as a
You deliver
director,
the
you need to
lines.
tone it down. Except you're probably a lecturer, or the character demands that you talk like that. So when broadcasters switch, as a director, you need to watch that.
Hope and time.
Yeah, grammar is calm down,
This
calm down.
character can't pronounce like this.
I like that. So you have worked there, you're an actor, you're a producer, and I believe because you've been through all this, it gives you the edge to be a wonderful director.
Yes,
and his writer has confirmed that you have your style.
It helps. I used to write. Now I don't have the time.
so you're an
I just
all-in-one.
work with my writers
Scriptwriters.
and all that. So when you start out as probably a writer, an actor, you learn so much. So it helps you when you become a director.
Okay.
Storytelling generally, and then because as an actor, you can express things. You're in a better position to tell your actors,
What
no,
you want.
this is what I want.
Sure.
I don't think this character will do this. He can't do this. You can't talk like. So it helps you, especially in directing your actors. It
Wow,
helps.
wow, that's fantastic. So let me take, funding, I know is a big challenge.
Big challenge.
I know people are making the money now.
Yeah.
And I know that on the streets of Nollywood rather, so many people are coming in now. You have a lot of executive producers. And these executive producers, most of the times, they want to dictate. This is what I want, this is who I want, this is, As a producer director, how do you navigate that challenge with executive producers?
Well, any executive
Well, for the
producer-
layman, executive producers are the sponsors.
Yes, the investors.
Yes.
So any executive producer should know that the market will determine what happens, because if you don't allow the market to determine it, the person will lose his money.
Okay.
So I will let the executive producer to know that you brought the funds, but I think I understand this market. If we do this that you want, you may not see your money. So me as a practitioner in the industry, I think I'm in a better placed to decide the way we go
Does what?
if he wants to get his money. Of course, he does not understand the industry
I like the way
like
he said that.
Yeah.
If you want to get your
Yes,
money, let me do the thing.
Yeah, so he doesn't understand the industry
The
like
market.
like I
you
do,
do.
or the market. Because, like I said earlier, it's no longer art for art's sake. If somebody brings their money, they need to get their money back and make profit, which is the whole essence of investment. So the producer is in a better position to make decisions on how we go.
Okay, because we have to wind down in a bit now. Let me talk for
Sadly so.
yes. Let me talk for the up and coming, like someone like me now, that I don't know anybody in the industry, and I want to see. You find people on the streets of social media saying, I see them, comment on pages of celebrities and all of that. I want to act. I want to this. I want to.
like to be
Although
like
a lot of people do not know that there's so much more to 1 minute promo that you are saying
you're
there
saying,
and all of that.
So much
So,
work.
what's the way out, for up and coming? Because you realize that most of the times I see they are being choked. I see, like from a personal experience also, I see a lot of probably sex for roles and all of that, and
Exactly
then
what I had
if
in
you do not want to compromise, they put you in what they will call is coming.
Yeah.
They just put you.
No, but I think
They might not
that-
even put you. They will just say, "Okay, we'll get back to you. We'll get back to you," and you realize, you see that you keep seeing the same in all the movies, and even you see, because this person is celebrity does not mean the person can interpret this character well, but because you just want celebrity to sell your whatever. So Talk to us, please.
Okay. So I was talking about the market determining what happens.
Yeah.
So when you see that certain people are being used, certain actors, is because all the viewers, once they see
A
so
celebrity.
person, they're going to watch it.
Yeah.
So, but I think that as a producer, you should always be able to balance. So if you put major actors or faces, as we call them, if you see newer people who are good, we can begin to gradually also introduce them. But such people should understand that when you come into an industry, you can't just become a star overnight. I think that's the problem of some people.
Okay.
There are a lot of actors who are big stars now. If they tell you, Genevieve once did Waka Pass, you understand?
Me, I've done a lot of movies, so they
Yeah.
don't know me. They only know me in broadcasting.
No, but that's how it is. You can just get one role in a movie,
And it blows.
and it just goes boom. So when you come into an industry, just take it easy. Do what you, and show your passion, show your talent. Any serious producer or director for that matter will want to use you.
All right, my producer, I can hear him saying I should call this segment a wrap. It's been beautiful and interesting being with you, and I'm sure our viewers also had fun during this session.
I thoroughly enjoyed the session.
Thank you so much. Yes, we've been talking about our business and art sustaining creativity in Nollywood's creative landscape. And our guest today has been no other person than a Nollywood producer and director, Jerry Isiche. Thank you for coming this morning.
Thanks for having me.
All right. We'll go on a very short break now. When we return, our next guest will be here with us in the studio. Just stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.